My plan for reforming security contractors in Iraq has 5 basic pieces. First, we're going to restore democracy to our military. We have to put democracy back in our military and prevent a disaster like the continuation of the Iraq War from happening again. As Commander-in-Chief, I will transfer most security missions currently performed by contractors back to military command, where they belong. Only in the rarest exception will that not be true. I'll also require that any future security contractors work under very narrow exceptions and clearly within the Pentagon chain of command. Second, we will expand legal oversight and prosecutions. We need to make sure that security contractors are covered by the law. As President, I'll ask Congress to amend every relevant statute to cover all of our security contractors. We also need to make sure not only that we have laws, but in fact we enforce them. As President, I will work with the Attorney General to ensure alleged crimes by contractors are always investigated and prosecuted. And finally, I'll charge my National Security Advisor with establishing clear rules for engagement for contractors. There should never be any mystery about when a contractor can use force and the consequences for acting improperly. Third, I'll get cronyism out of these contracts. Political cronyism has no place where life and death and America's moral reputation is at stake. As President, I'll ask Congress to pass legislation prohibiting campaign contributions by applicants for and recent recipients of security contracts, extending the ban on current contractors. I'll also ask Congress to pass legislation to close the revolving door for government contractors by preventing former officials from working as contractors with business before their former offices for 5 years. Fourth, we'll establish strong quality control measures and accountability. We have seen too much mismanagement and too many poor personnel decisions under the Bush administration. Their system lacks clear and consistent measures to ensure the quality of these operations. As President, I'll charge my National Security Advisor with establishing a regular system of quality assurance evaluations of security contractors. I'll also make sure that any agency still using security contractors exercise clear oversight, and thus contractors will be held accountable for what they do. And then finally, I'll require a total evaluation of the role and expense of these contractors. Today, we don't even have complete information on the role of these security contractors. As President, I'll order my Secretary of Defense to perform a comprehensive accounting of all contractors performing security operations during my first 6 months in office. I've also proposed a new national security budget that will include all security activities by the Pentagon, the State Department, and other agencies. And I'll require this budget to include all funding requests for all contractors so that Congress can better evaluate the role and value of security contractors. America used to be the beacon of the world, and our all-volunteer force is one of the proudest democratic institutions that we have. And as we learned during Vietnam, decisions about war and peace should always be decisions made by a democracy, not despite it. But under the Bush administration and people like Blackwater, this beacon is flickering. And they are now performing an end run around the democratic military. That's why Iraq's still going, 10 months after the American people voted to end it. With the steps I've talked about here today, we can finally get hold of our security contracting situation. We can move beyond the President's terrible mismanagement of Iraq. We can make sure that no one ever performs an end run around our all-volunteer military. We can make sure that those who commit crimes in the name of America are prosecuted under the law. We can light the beacon of America's moral leadership once again. And we can restore democracy to our proud military. And we can make sure that scandals like Blackwater become forever a thing of the past. Thank you all very much. I'm glad to take